Aloha, everyone. I'm here in Carlsbad, California, and we are in the middle of doing our Master Practitioner training, our fall Master Prac, and it's amazing. We got 80 people here. They're not here with me right now. They're not here live with me right now. They're all taking their lunch break, and I get to hang out with you guys for just a few minutes and talk a little bit about what's going on right now, kind of like what's going on around us, what's going on in society. My assistance team is back there. They're having lunch, and we're just having a great time here learning NLP, learning about how the mind works. And one of the things that we just got done covering, one of the things that we just got to do was we covered values. We covered values. Hey, Eric, how's it going, man? We covered values, and we covered like basically how do people filter everything that's going on out there. I don't know, I thought maybe doing a Facebook Live on November 4th and talking about things like navigating uncertainties. We've got some uncertainties right now, don't we? We're not even sure what's going on, who's elected. I want to talk about this from a serious perspective, and I had a great discussion with the group here about really from an NLP perspective, from a spiritual path perspective, from a Huna perspective. What do we do in times like this? Good to see you, Melissa. Also, I saw that, Vani. Aloha to you, too. You know, for me, I get to teach, and it's a part of my spiritual path, and I'm very blessed because of that. This is, I don't even know how many weeks in a row we as a team have been out there and teaching and sharing this information, and it's so important now more than ever that we have this content, this information. The times that we're going through can be uncertain. Every 4 years, I get to teach during a presidential election. And every 4 years, I have said roughly the same thing. So I just want to knock this right out of the gate and share something with you. At the end of the day, no one has any control over you. No one has any control over your happiness, your results. You have an ability to create happiness. And I think that's what it boils down to for most of us. We want to be happy. We want to be happy in our career. We want to be happy in our relationship. We want to be happy with our body. We want to be happy with our spiritual path, our mind, our family. Happiness comes from getting a result. So if that's the future out there and you want to be happy, you back up one step and you ask yourself, what is it that you want to achieve as a result so that you can be happy? I said this 4 years ago. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. We take a very balanced approach. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on, what your beliefs are. I said 4 years ago, it doesn't matter who lives anywhere, what house, whether it's East Coast or West Coast, at the end of the day, I'm going to take charge of my own responsibility for my results and my happiness. I said it 4 years prior to that, 4 years prior to that, and I said it this time around as well. You have a choice in life. You have a choice because as decisions are made and as things come into light, like who won and where are we heading from that, the unfortunate thing is that we may see some people fight and become angry and become bitter. And some people even claim they're going to leave the country and go move to Canada. Just as a heads up, the Canadians don't really want us. They're going to be here. You're going to stay here. It's up to us how we begin to heal the division. It's up to us how we begin to really approach another person. There's a presupposition in NLP that says respect another model of the world. Respect someone else's model of the world. I was very grateful that on social media, which I don't usually go on, I saw a couple posts. One of them was really touching of, two people who voted for the two different sides, holding hands, shaking hands, and all these posts of whatever the results are, let's begin to move forward. Over the past few months, because of COVID, there are so many stressors that are involved and so many things that we have piling on top of it. At some point, you got to just put those bricks down. You got to put the things down that have been holding you back and begin to move forward. Whatever the results are from yesterday, here are some things that you can do. I'm going to highly recommend Ho'oponopono. I'm going to highly recommend that you either go on our website, empowermentsuccess.com, download the app, and do Ho'oponopono. Forgive whoever it is that you need to forgive and allow that forgiveness to just really begin to help you move forward. I think another thing that would be really important for you to do is the anxiety model. Again, that's free on the app. The anxiety model from MER is going to help you navigate thinking that the future is somehow messed up. Now, those are for people that land on the side that they didn't vote for is in office. The people obviously that voted for whoever ends up getting elected, they're going to be happy. But even you need to possibly do Ho'oponopono in the anxiety model. What was the quote? Gandhi. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. And we've been doing that long enough. The Hawaiians had a concept. One of the elders that I learned from, she said that we all live in the same canoe. We're all in the same canoe. And if you try to go blow a hole in one person's side of the canoe, what you don't realize is that you're blowing a hole in our canoe. We're in the same country. We're in the same fight. NLP has a terminology of chunking up. Chunking up is, what is the purpose? What is the intention? And truly, when I have chunked up people on both sides of the aisle, it comes down to such similar words. Words like healing, words like being better, improving, getting empowered. All of those things are important to each of us. And if you're here on this live with me, or you're watching the recording, I know these things are important to you as well. So what I want you to do, those of you who are my students, you need to remember a simple concept, and that is that if you fight something, you become the thing that you're fighting. We as a community, the NLP community, the Empowerment Partnership community, we as a community, we need to come together and realize that the mission that we have is to empower the planet. And you don't do it by tearing down the other side. You don't do it by going at the other side. You don't do it by tearing something else down or harming something else. How do you do it? You do it by standing in your light. You do it by becoming congruent. You do it through forgiveness. To become a doctor of psychology, I studied forgiveness, and it's the one thing that begins the path of helping people truly heal up. Oscar, I just saw Oscar say, aloha, Matt James, thank you. Oscar, how is Santiago doing? I talk about Santiago in every single training, and so appreciate that you're on here. Hope that you send my love to him, and I hope he's doing absolutely amazing. So good to see you on here. I have students that are logging in that I haven't seen for over a decade, and I have students that maybe you haven't even done a training yet, and you're going to be doing one upcoming and doing one soon. Whatever it is, what we teach and what we teach from is from that idea of empowering, you empowering yourself. When you do that, it helps to empower others. There's a study that was done on heart cells, and they take these heart cells out of donors and put them into a petri dish. And when they're put in the petri dish, they continue to beat at the resting heart rate of the donor. What happens though rapidly is that they kind of all get into synchronization. The pulsating rate of the heart cells synchronize, and they synchronize to the strongest heart cell in the petri dish, the one that has the strongest energy field, the strongest belief system. Those of you who have done the work, who have done Ho'oponopono, who have done MER, NLP, we need to be the strongest heart cell in the petri dish. By being the strongest heart cell in the petri dish, we can help others navigate this, and help others heal. So let's be a light. Let's be a guiding light and an example for others, and it begins with you. One last thing, and then I'm going to wrap up. Quoting Kumu Etua, those of you who have done Huna, you know this, you've heard this. He teaches hula. He's my teacher of hula, and he says quite often a hula dancer is worried about everyone else around them. Don't worry about the person to your right. Don't worry about the person to your left. Focus on the one in the middle. And by changing that person, you will help others to change as well. You'll help others to change as well. You're welcome, Oscar. I just saw that. Thank you all for the time. I appreciate that. And again, Ho'oponopono tonight, do your meditation, anxiety model, and the world's going to continue. We're going to heal up. We're going to continue. We're going to move forward together. Aloha, everyone. Ahui ho. Love you all.